The following audio, brought to you by TSF Entertainment Podcast, may contain graphic descriptions of violence and/or audio clips of violence or sexual explicit events. Listener's discretion is advised.
What's good, TSF Entertainment Podcast fans? It's your boy, the Juggernaut of Souls, and right now I'm with the rest of the hosts and the rest of the crew. Paris the Boss, Really BTV, my boy Retro, and my bro Jack and George. What's good, y'all?
What's up, fam?
Hey, everybody.
What's
Hello.
Up? So, what we talking about tonight, fam?
We talking about social media, the pros and the cons.
Hey, let's go.
Let's get it.
Let's go.
Let me kick
So
this
we
thing
start
off.
with the cons first, or we start with the pros first?
Let's go
How
with
we
the good
doing
first.
it? We're gonna go with the good first. We're gonna go with the good. All right, let's get it.
The beautiful thing about social media, man, is first of all, I wouldn't know none of y'all if it wasn't for social media. Let's start
Facts.
with that. You know,
Facts.
it helps promote. It helps promote a brand. It helps promote businesses. You get to reconnect with a bunch of people that you may have lost touch with. Which is a beautiful thing, and you get to get ideas and innovative things to do, or maybe concepts of life that you've never really seen before. From another person's perspective.
And another thing is you can also find other people that share same interests as you or same loves as you, same things. So that's good. It's a great networking tool, whether you cross promoting or you promoting a brand or just your own individual things. So I feel like that is one of the biggest pros where social media is concerned. It gives everyone an open opportunity to network across the world.
True, very true.
Yeah, it definitely makes the world smaller, like you just said. It definitely, makes it faster to connect with people, find people, that share like interests, all of that. So, I mean, it's definitely a pro from that point of view.
I really like social media is taking us a long way. I've been able to keep up with a lot of our family members who don't live even in this country.
Good point.
Like they're all over.
Yeah.
Good point.
So I really enjoy that. And then I've also had some career opportunities come from social media as well.
Another good
True.
point. Another good point, man.
Good facts.
Like, I'm not-
And it's a vehicle that we didn't have when we were coming up. So
Right.
in our age group, we didn't come up with social media. It was pagers and three-way phone
Two-ways.
calls.
Y'all remember the Motorola time port, the two-way?
Man, we had all those, ain't it, Paris?
Ringtone.
Paris, we had all them joints, ain't it?
I had every ringtone. I had the big joint, the two.
On the real,
I had
the
every-
gray. I had the gray,
Yeah.
the blue, the red. Yup, had them.
Yeah,
know.
man, but social
I
media
hated
kind of
those
just took
things.
off. Social media took off, and gave us a different platform to explore different things. Personally, I'm only on one platform of social media, and that's Instagram. I really don't dabble into Snapchat or Facebook or anything like that, even though I was on Facebook when it first came out, and it was only available for collegiate, for college students. I was on there then, but I read into a couple of issues. We'll get into that. We'll get into the cons. But I definitely like the fact that you can't keep up with family. You can't get in touch with family. It's almost like a mini. I don't want to say mini. It's almost like a news reporting system. If something goes on with family that you might not even know.
You ain't lying about that. It's a news reporting system, all right.
So you
Right,
can be,
right.
We'll get into that too.
Right.
So we look at it like, or at least I look at it like, this is, I wouldn't even know this if it wasn't for social media, and by, at least 3 or 5 of us being sneakerheads, they be doing these secret drops and all this other type of shit. And we were having to catch on to it. Like, where the fuck did those come from? Bitch, let me go on my sneaker app. What the fuck? So that part I do love about it. It's definitely a good creation, and it kind of
Facts.
so it kind of so people closer that, not to mention I did meet my fiance through social media too. With with the assist of retro.
Facts.
With
I
the
mean,
assist of
yeah, that's
retro.
Bringing families together. That's what I do. Bringing families together.
Sticking his nose
that's
somewhere like,
you know, right. Yeah, true.
Life
My
coach,
nephew met his wife.
retro CG. Bringing
I'm
families together. That's what I do.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm
but
not on
my
I'm
nephew
on
met his wife on social media.
I'm not on I'm not on Facebook as much, but I'm on Facebook. I got Snapchat. My Snapchat be dead as fuck. You
Mine
know what
too.
I'm saying? I mean, my daughter send me some on Snapchat every now and again, or whatever. I get on there and just kind of like look at everybody, video snaps or whatever, and then I keep it moving. Usually, I'm on Instagram. I really wasn't on Instagram like that as of late until I got in tune with these two cats, Retro and Jack, and joining Soul Firm. But
Yeah.
right now, I mean, you know what I'm saying, been fortunate to actually
Changing
become a
lives.
brand.
One
Right.
Instagram message at a time. Changing lives. That's what I do, baby.
Became a brand ambassador for the apparel company Beaters OG. Um Working on sponsorships with Sneaker Shield, so that's pretty good for IG. I actually met my wife on Facebook,
Wow.
so
wow.
we didn't want a relationship at first. Now it's a marriage. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, social
Wow.
media. I mean, it done had its pros, and I done had to cut some people out on there too. So now it's cons.
It's a long way from AOL Messenger. Long way from
Oh
AOL.
That
man, y'all
dial up,
remember
Harris, you
boy.
remember
AOL?
AOL Messenger, man?
That
Yeah.
AOL Messenger.
Oh
And
my
then
gosh.
Yahoo Messenger. Did y'all do Yahoo Messenger?
Yeah, I did
Yep.
That's all
Yahoo
we
too.
Yahoo
did was
I
Messenger.
did
Yahoo.
Yahoo. I fucked with Yahoo hard.
Yeah, I was
It
on.
kind
Yeah,
of
I was
went
on
like
Yahoo.
it went
Oh,
like Yahoo Messenger, then it went to like BlackBerry Messenger. That was the next
oh
No,
popular
yeah,
y'all
one.
remember Black
BBM.
Planet? Do y'all remember Black Planet?
I
I
remember
never
Black
did Black
Black
Planet.
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 I never was on there.
I know y'all had a
Yes,
MySpace.
No, I did. I never had a
I had
MySpace.
I
MySpace.
never had a
I had
MySpace.
MySpace.
I never
Mm-mm.
had
Yo,
MySpace.
Black Planet was jumping though. I remember Black Planet, yo. That shit
Yeah,
was
I
jumping.
used to be on Black Planet. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Yep, I remember Black Planet.
Memories.
Black Planet was off the chain,
And
boy.
remember Black Voices on AOL used to be Black Voices.
Yep.
Yeah, remember that too. Wow.
Oh, we telling our age. Oh, we like
Yeah,
telling our age.
yeah.
We telling our
Yes,
age.
we are.
Definitely telling something
But that's all right. We hip to all the shit, so that's what's up.
on the real.
So
Now we in the land of emojis and
Okay.
drips and eggplants and all this other shit.
you ain't lying. It goes down in the deal.
Not my
I'm
like,
DM. I guess I'm not in the right DM.
Nah, Chris. What you was saying the other night. What you was saying the other night in the chat. Don't forget. I ain't forgot what you was talking about in the chat the other night about the messages y'all be getting in the DM.
Oh yeah. Well, okay, yeah, yeah. But those,
right,
yeah.
just I mean, overall, like that's gonna be I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess that's gonna be one of the topics, DMs, PMs.
That should be a show where we go through our own DMs and say what's in there.
No,
Like-
no, no, no.
What I'm saying?
Paris. I'm afraid
Hey,
that's what's in your DM.
hey, that
Oh.
that would be funny. That's a whole nother show right there.
That's a
My
blooper.
That might have to be an after dark show or something.
Right,
That's
right.
what has to
It's
be.
after dark
That's
right
what has to be
now.
a
It's
weekend
after
show.
dark right now.
That's what has to be a
That's a
weekend
whole
show.
nother
You hear
show,
me?
man. But yeah,
Yeah, that had to be
pros for it's been more pros. It's been, I mean, we can go around and I mean speak on it. It's been more pros for me than it has cons. Like I said, I mean, I wouldn't have my, two of my three beautiful daughters
Oh,
if it wasn't for social media, because I met my wife on social media, and I wouldn't have two or three of my girls if it wasn't for that.
And how
That's a
many years
beautiful
y'all
So
been
thing,
being
doing
bro.
blessed.
strong?
That's a beautiful thing.
We met 2011, and actually, strange thing is, my black ass was in her DM a few times. Got my
You know
ass,
what I'm talking
got
about?
my ass curved. Hey, bruh, got my ass curved like 3 or 4 times, and she was having like a bad day at work or something. I'm like, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of like hopped on the post, like, hey, don't let that get you down, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. And she was like, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of like hopped on the post, like, hey, don't let that get you down, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. And she was like, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of like hopped on the post, like, hey, don't let that get you down, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. And then she was just like, "Oh, thank you." And then I hopped in that DM again
You know
and was
what?
like, "Man, if you ever need to vent, you know what I'm saying, let me know."
Oh my God, is
So
that
I'm
why they keep trying? Is that that makes so much sense now.
so I'm like, "Man, if you ever need to vent, let me know." So I'm with my boys. I hit a phone. Go off again. I'm like, "Oh," and I see the phone number. I'm
We
like,
got action.
"Hell yeah,
Oh
We
boy!"
Lord.
got
I'm like,
action.
"Touchdown, boy, boy,
But it's
them
crazy. It's crazy
curves,
that you
boy."
mentioned that. It's crazy that you mentioned that, man, because me, I have anxiety disorder, and sometimes when like it really started. I passed in 2017, and sometimes when I go in there and I look at people posts or something like that, I'm able to encourage them, just by going through what I went through, in my journey to get to a point where I'm at. And even sometimes when I'm having a when I'm having a bad day, I'm able to log on every once in a while, and I would see some inspirational memes, or somebody's putting an inspirational caption. I read captions. A lot of people don't read them; they just kind of click on the pictures. But I'll see something
Hit
like
that
that.
like, give you that like in that scroll.
Yeah, yeah, just scrolling just to hit the like, just to hit the like. And and I read the caption or something like that, and I'll be like, "Well, damn, I needed that for the day. Let's get it. Let's get the moving. Then I'm good for the day. Let me get my ass up
Right.
and get busy. Let me scroll up into this place of business that I got, and not cuss everybody ass out because I just read something inspirational on IG, which is the only thing that I really fucking use. But
Mm.
you having a bad day, sometimes it is, sometimes I don't like to post all my private business on there, but sometimes it does give you the inspiration for you to move forward with your day off of something you seen on social media.
Right. Facts, facts. Yeah, I wild out on my Facebook, man. I put all kinds of shit on there. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's more like when you on my Instagram, you see like more like the networking, you know what I'm saying, the sneakers, all this other stuff and everything like that, me promoting you know what I'm saying, the brands that I'm working with, you see me promoting that. My Facebook, you see me acting an ass like I always got something on there to make somebody laugh. It's never no drama on there. I hate to get on social media and it's always some fucking drama. You know what I'm saying? And I scroll past some people's shit quick if it's drama. Now, if I see you in need of some prayer, you know what I'm saying? Somebody went through some surgery, something like that. I might drop in, you know what I'm saying? Drop a comment or whatever. Put a
Hmm.
little heart on there or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And go from there. But I hate to get on social media and it's just fucking drama. You know what I'm saying? Man, tell this bitch I said pull up. Like, you on fucking social media, G. Get your keyboard warrior ass out of here.
Keyboard
Well,
gangsters.
well, you got keyboard gangsters that's sitting on their phone just clicking away, but I'm gonna get into that too when we get to the
Well,
cons.
one of the pros that I've noticed with social media is it's probably saved some lives too, because I've noticed that some people have gotten pulled over and they went straight to going live, and then like I think one of the
Mm,
guys actually did get killed, but she jumped on live like as soon as that happened. The janitor guy,
right.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
she jumped on
Khalil
live.
Castillo. Yeah.
So I feel like that may have saved her life. Like you just don't know. Like there's a lot of different things that social media can be used for, because we would have never saw that had she not done that.
Facts.
You right,
True.
and we need to. It brings awareness, to a lot of things that go on people everyday life. It brings awareness to, like people. I see people on here promoting Breast Cancer Month. I see people on here promoting Veterans Day. I see people on here, as a celebration towards their birthday, or a celebration towards a new life. When they just had a baby and stuff like that,
Right.
which is all good
Marriage.
things.
Right. Facts.
Right, marriage, you see those, or whatever. I actually met one of soul brothers through social media and was invited to his wedding.
Oh, nice.
And that first time meeting him, and he just was like, "Oh yeah, y'all should come." He invited me and my fiance to the wedding, and he was like, "Yeah, y'all should come to the wedding." Shout out to Al Capone, man. That's the cool
Yeah,
dude.
he is.
But
Yeah, he cool. Yeah, Al
we
cool as hell.
and we got invited to his wedding, and that would have never happened. We would have never been able to share that moment with him if it wasn't for social media.
Funny you should say that, Jack. And going back to our moment when we first hung out, going back to something you said earlier, I want to touch on is like when you having those bad days, and sometimes not only is there an inspirational message out there that you can read, but sometimes there's always someone that you can talk to that's out there. Somebody may be going through the same situation you going through or have been through your situation, and they'll kind of can offer you some words of advice. So it's having a platform of people that you really fuck with the long way and that actually care about your best interests, and just having an extra voice to talk to sometimes when you have situations that you're trying to think through or you're trying to work through. And then for me, I travel a lot, travel all around the world. And
All
it's
the
always
time.
all the time. And it's a good feeling to know that no matter where I pull up, no matter what city, what state I pull up, that I got a bro or a sis waiting for me when I get there. Going back to you, Damon, when we hung out, me, you, and your fiance, I was on a work trip.
Right.
I was on a work trip. We ended up playing spades and drinking.
Playing spades, drinking Hennessy and Patron.
Like we know each other for life. So it's
that's what
so
happened
many
with our social
times.
media.
Shout out to my boy Red Ridge. Every time I come to Chicago, I always got me a new bro now in Chicago. I always got someone that I can reach out to. Yo, let's go grab a drink. Let's hang out. So that's definitely a big plus for me. Major pro for me is that I always have a network that I can reach out to around the world.
Oh yeah, facts. Have y'all had the? This is gonna be a question I gotta ask. Have you ever had? And this is for everybody. Have you ever had to delete a family member off of your social media?
So we're gonna jump straight into cons, huh?
We can keep it on the pros, but you know what I'm saying. That one kind of a gray area.
No, I've had to block and delete, not just delete. I had to block and delete.
I'm going to say I haven't necessarily had to block a family member because of them crossing the line per se. I more so block them because they just nosy as hell and put your business all out of the street that you don't want your business out of the street of. So I've had a few family members that I've had to block because sometimes people see you doing well or they perceive that because of your social media that you're living a certain kind of way, and they constantly got their hand stretched for something. Yo, let me hold some. I see you out here. You living good. You living your best life. Let me hold some money or whatever. I had a few cousins that, I've had to kind of yo, let me block those niggas because every time they come around, they begging for something. And I don't mind helping a person. I don't mind helping. I don't mind helping anyone. All y'all on this podcast know that. But, yo, when you always begging and you ain't trying to help yourself, and you don't never reciprocate, nah, I ain't got time for you. I don't care if you are family. You ain't finna use me up. So keep it pushing.
Yeah, I think, and that kind of goes into, when you were talking, I guess it kind of goes into a con. The answer is yes. I've had to block family member. I have just a whole piece of my family. Everybody got that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you put all of their business on there. And the reason why I started blocking them is because I don't want to know. You know what I mean? I don't want to know. Like, it would be some of the craziest stuff up there, and I'm just like, yo, why are you putting all this on Facebook? And then the my big cousin, her and her daughter would get into it, and they are like slam cussing each other out on Facebook, and I'm like, really? Y'all don't have each other's phone number? Like, this what we doing?
I hate that shit.
I blocked them because I just didn't want to see it. Like, if y'all want to get on here and act a fool, I just don't want to see it. But that brings me to when you were talking about people perceiving how you're living based on what they see. Now, there are some people who that's just what their life is, and it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess this is a con with people putting out there what the perception, but it ain't really what it is.
It's a whole bunch of con artists.
Yep.
Whole bunch of them on social media. You can be whoever you want to be on social media.
And that's another thing I was getting ready to say. People live vicariously through social media. Yeah. So, I want the world to see me as this. This is what I'm going to portray myself as. But in real life, you slumming. And shout out to anyone who's trying to truly better themselves. But I don't think that social media is a platform for you to garner support from when you try to better yourself. Do what you need to do, put the work in to better yourself, but don't try to get cool points and don't try to act like you winning out here because you're doing better. Because it's funny, we say the subject of family. Me and Paris, we had a mutual friend that was like family. We've known this person over 20 plus years, and we were always a support system for them. and in every which way when there was no one else supporting this person. You know, we were always there for a helping hand. And it seems like you use social media to get attention from everyone, whether it's a tragedy that's going on in your family, whether it's sympathy of something that's going on in your personal life, just whatever. I mean, the sky was the limit with this person. You know, they use any and every antic to try to get some level of attention. You know, all attention was a good attention. And we had to pull ourselves away from it. We had a conversation about this Friday night about this individual. We had to pull ourselves back from this person because as the years went by, you continue to use us up. And then you watching our lives through social media and you think that we out here, we winning and we doing so well and we leaving you behind. Shit, we try to take you along for the ride. But instead of you getting in the back seat and riding, you just chose to keep on living your life and not trying to better yourself.
In all fairness, Chris wanted to continue playing Captain Save-A-Ho. I pulled away first, and then he followed. He did not want to follow.
Captain Save-A-Ho.
Yeah.
Going back to the nature of the type of person
I
I
am. He did not
am.
want to follow.
Going back to the nature of the person I am, I'm not one to turn my back on people. You know, you have to really push me to limits beyond for me to say, you know, I'm done with you. You know, and that's
me
one
too.
of my
But when
weaknesses.
when I cut
to it, I meant
when I
to
cut
say
you,
that.
when I cut you off, I'm sinking your motherfucking battleship. I'm just gonna let you have it. Like for real, Tomahawk cruise missiles, the whole nine.
Oh, don't get twisted now. We put in work. When you cross that bridge, we put in work. Don't.
Ain't gonna be no.
I might be a nice guy. I might be a nice guy, but when it's time,
keep your
I'm
ass
trying
on the
to
other
tell
side.
you, when it's time to put work in, we're gonna do work.
You turning your back on them though. It's not always you turning your back on them. Sometimes they turn your back on you, and you just haven't noticed it yet.
Exactly.
That's what it is sometimes.
True
and
story.
Sometimes I look at it as social media is pretty much a highlight reel of people's lives. You take the good, you take it bad, and you make short clips of it, and you put it on social media almost like it's an ESPN, you know, or whatever. And it's a party that never stops. You could be whoever you want to be. You can walk to anybody's party, whether it's a celebrity or whether it's somebody you just been up the street. Nowadays, people ask for people IG or they Facebook before they even ask for your phone number or something like that.
Right.
And don't even know these folks' real name. Don't even know these folks' real name. And
you just be like,
fam.
You just be like, man, bro, he cool as hell. What's his name? Oh yeah. Oh man, that's Retro CG from Instagram. Yeah, man, we kick it all the time. Like,
it's a
party. I don't have some people that approach me just like that. What's my real name? How about that? What's my name?
You could go on it and it's a comment. You.
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay. I think we're back.
I know. What the fuck?
Oh shit.
That's like for instance, like right. Like, wait a minute, they talking about social media. Get their ass.
Right.
So so that's like, you know, what you were saying, Retro, and what you and Paris was talking about. That's like, for instance, like, you'll never really see me on like my social media. You won't see me post like pictures of me and my wife, or like on her Instagram or Facebook. She don't post pictures of me and her. But then we'll get family members like, oh well, you know, they must not be, you know what I'm saying, happy because they not putting up pictures. You know what I'm saying? They not putting up pictures every day of each other. But I'm like, fuck that. It's what people who post pictures.
That people have the time to notice that. The people that actually take
and that's
the
what
time
I'm
to
saying.
sit
And
back
that's what
and
I'm saying. Like,
shit that
you'll
tells you
get
that
people
you're doing too much on social media. This is not a job.
Exactly. And you'll get people who be like posting pictures every day. Oh, this my love. This my, you know, my best friend or whatever. And meanwhile, this nigga putting her head through the wall, or she out tricking off. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, whoa.
Those are the ones I worry about the most. The ones I got to keep telling you. how great their life is are the ones that I usually don't pay attention to because I'm like, it ain't what it's not as
Yeah,
great as you
because
try
you
to.
ain't winning. You ain't winning because you putting your life up for display for everyone to see, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Social media is not intended for you to live your life through for everyone to see what's going on in your life. You show what you need to show and you keep it moving. You talk to who you need to talk to and you keep it moving. You don't put all your personal business out there in the street. Oh, my car finna get repossessed. Oh, I'm finna get put out of my house. Oh, I lost my job today. I mean, for real, what the fuck is a motherfucker on social media gonna do for you? They damn sure ain't finna pay a bill for your motherfucking ass. All they finna do is sit up and talk about your dumb ass. So why give people the ammunition? Why give people the tools and the ammunition to form a weapon against you?
But I
Right,
think
and
that
it's
goes
some.
back to that goes back to your personality and what it is that you are looking for on social media. If you're looking for
Right.
validation, if you're already not complete, if you're already
Facts,
just dealing with low
facts,
self-esteem or
insecurity, low
whatever, yeah,
self-esteem.
like
Yep.
unfortunately that goes into the cons, and that's actually a conversation. Um, as an educator, I'll get to that when we get to the cons. That one of my biggest cons with social media, but that is exactly what it is. And going back to what you were saying before about people posting, making their life look like it's golden. I read this somewhere, one of them inspirational texts or whatever on Instagram, and it was like people don't post their failures. So
Yep.
you got to understand that
Never.
what you see, this person might just got his dream job, but they're not gonna tell you how many jobs they applied for first. You know
Right,
what I
Or
mean?
how
So
long they look for one.
right.
exactly. So if you're just looking at the accomplishment, I'm not gonna post how many times I was told no. I'm gonna tell as well. Don't we always want to believe that what we're seeing. I love to travel. You travel for work. I travel for pleasure. And like I tell people all the time, I work 9 months a year so I can travel for 3. And so you might see me in Greece, you might see me in Italy, you might see me here, there. I I saved all year to do this. Like I didn't just wake up and run my credit card. You know what I mean?
You know what? But what didn't Drake make a lyric about that? About how the girl saves when she goes in her camera rolls, where she can randomly post it at different times, knowing she already been back from there.
Hmm.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Hmm.
I being honest, I never really post shit in real fucking time.
Me
Like
neither. I don't.
when I went to
I don't.
when me and my wife went to Jamaica, we were back at home with our fucking feet kicked up when I posted 2 of the fucking pictures from there. And everybody like, oh, y'all in Jamaica? I'm like, nah, I'm at home right now. When did you go? Shit, last week.
Right. Now I'm gonna
Like,
tell you for safety reasons.
That is
For
very
safety
smart.
reasons, yeah, it is very smart. And now for safety reasons, because I am a single woman and I live by myself, for safety reasons, I don't post a lot of stuff in real time. Like if I'm out with friends and we at happy hour or I'm going out to dinner with the fam or whatever, I don't post those pictures like what restaurant I'm at or where. I don't post a lot of
right.
that stuff until after the fact because I mean, I don't want nobody running up on me. I don't want nobody to be like, oh, we were just in the neighborhood. No, the fuck you weren't. Like,
Right,
you know what I'm
right.
saying?
You might as
I've
well.
seen so much of that over the years, especially on Instagram, people going live and people putting all their business out in the street. And I've seen so many altercations, confrontations, arguments,
Right, right.
grown men, grown women pulling up on each other, arguing about some bullshit. And going back to what you were saying about the validation, some people do live lonely lives. And behind these phones, they live a life that they wish that they could have in reality. And it's sad to see how depressed people truly are. Go get you some mental health because that's what you need. You need some mental
Yeah,
health.
because
If you
you
sitting up
shouldn't be
on
on
if you
motherfucking
sitting up
social
on
media.
WhatsApp, if you sitting up on Snapchat, you sitting up on Instagram, Facebook, whatever, and you trying to find validation or to feel a void in your life, you lonely, you depressed. You need to go get a prescription or something because that's not what social media is for. And it's so sad to see grown ass men and women out here arguing with people and out here trying to make them make their voice heard through the keyboard, and it's just stupid. And
My
kind of
biggest
going
thing with
back to
social
what me and
media,
Paris was saying, Paris was right. She was quick to turn the switch off on our old friend. For me, I like to give people chances. I like to give people chances in life until there's just no more chances to give. And I guess that's my
Till
But
you
my
but
get a
but
character
she
till
had
you
trait.
about 400
until
chances,
you get a
and you was going for
yeah
four hundred and
until
one.
you get like that you feel you get like that A for your effort. Like, you know what I'm saying? I done did everything I possibly could to
That,
do
but
right
for
by
me,
you.
more so, it's
Now it's
more of a
like, okay,
personal
yeah.
thing for me because when I cut you off, I cut you deep.
What's your
And
sign?
I'm
I
a
mean,
Leo. Leo,
you a
stand up.
Leo?
I'm always standing
Okay,
up.
no, look, I'm a Cancer, and Cancers are like that because I'm the same way. I'm gonna give you. I'm what? Because when I'm done, I am absolutely
You done. Right.
positively.
You
There's
done.
no. I don't do that back and forth.
Yeah, there
I
ain't
don't
even a
do that
second
back and
thought
forth.
afterwards.
So I'm the same.
Well,
I'm the exact same way, and I'm a Cancer.
maybe it's
I'm
the
the exact same way.
Sagittarius
Like
in me. Maybe it's Sagittarius in me because I just cut people off.
I'm a
I'm
Sag.
no,
like,
I'm a
listen,
no, it
I
Sagittarius.
is
listen,
because
like,
that's how
listen. If you
Sagittarius
don't give a
are.
fuck,
No,
if you don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck. It's just
that's
that
how
simple.
Sagittarius are. Sagittarius and Aquarius.
You know
But
what?
Anybody
wait
in
a
here an
minute.
I'm
But
gonna
wait
Aquarius?
a
tell
minute.
I'm
I'm
gonna
a
tell you like
Sagittarius, and I gave her four. It's like I gave that person 400 chances, and Chris was like, "Let's give her 401." No, no, 400 is enough at this
But
point.
Paris, come on now. Let's just be
it
real. I mean,
depends on it really
we're talking
depends on
about
the
a
person.
lifelong. We're talking about half of our
It
adult life.
Yeah,
We're
it
talking about
depends on the
half of
person
our
with me.
adult life knowing each
But
other. So
Chris, you
this is
gotta
not
know
just
when
a
to cut
simple.
bait.
This is
Right.
not
You
just a
gotta know when to
simple
cut bait,
friendship.
though.
This is not just someone that we met and we kiki
Especially
with.
when,
This is
especially
someone
when
that
the
we've
friend has
grown
been
up with.
detrimental the entire time. Not one time, the entire time. You talking about over a 20-year span? I think at that point it was kind of like when you have to cut it off. You have to cut. I had to cut ties. That's what I had to do. I mean, it was 20 years. It wasn't like, oh, 1 year was bad. It was 20 years of the same
But you never
selfishness.
Shit.
give up
Oh,
hope.
I
You
see.
never give up hope. It's going back to what y'all was saying last week about Tasha not giving up on Tariq. It's not giving up on hope because maybe one day you can reach through to that person. Fool for trying, so be it. But at the end of the day,
Okay, Jesse, with your
until
T-Mobile
you
Live self.
until you come to that realization in your heart that this is not something that's going to work for you anymore. That's friends, family, relationships. Look how many battered
Right.
women stay in relationships and get their ass whooped every day, but they still say they love this man. They still say they love this.
That doesn't mean it's healthy or it's right.
Doesn't mean that it's
No, it's
healthy,
not.
but
Yeah, it doesn't mean
but
that
it's
it's
called
healthy.
hope.
Definitely.
It's called hope. It's called hanging on to a little bit
No,
of
that's
hope.
not called. No, that's
I
not
But
hope
called
this is
hope.
what I
listen,
That's
hope.
not
I
called
hope
hope.
they get their shit together and reach out to me. That's what I hope. That's what I hope for. I
Now I
hope
hope
you're the
they get
best.
their shit
I hope
together
you
and
get
live
your
their
shit
life
together
right.
and
Get
you
up and
reach
get
out
a
to me because
job.
I'm not
Get
reaching
up and get a
anywhere.
job. Get up and try to better
I'm
yourself.
not doing.
but this
I'm
is
not
Quit
my
reaching
beating off
this is
anymore.
my
motherfuckers.
question. Why are people quicker to give friends more opportunities to fix it than they are their family? Because speaking for, I know I can speak for myself and Chris. Chris has cut off family members and haven't given them 401 chances. So it's like I see people do that all the time. They'll cut off family quick, but they'll be forever to take a long time to forgive his friend. Let's give him another
I
chance.
do
Give him another
both.
chance.
Yeah, but
Like
when you talk about a situation that's already broken, when you talking about a situation with a family member that's already broken, that really never mean you no good, that's never wanted to see you do good, that's only come around when you are prospering, that only got their hands stretched when they think that you can give a dollar, there is no hope. But for a person that has
True.
rode with you for years, a person that you've had good times with, a person that you went through bad times with, a person that you faced deaths with, divorces with, then yeah, you're most likely to give that person a little bit more of an opportunity for them to fix their flaws, for them to remain a part of your life. And if they can't get with it, then
Leave
they
they
get the
ass
fuck cut
alone and
off
let them
too.
fix it.
right.
That's the way I look at it. But the one thing that I don't like about social media, man, is that it makes us not sociable. Well, I used to have Super
Yeah.
Bowl parties. And I would tell everybody if you pick, I mean, they're a bunch of alcoholics anyway, but if you pick that phone up, you're taking a shot. Do not pick that phone up and not socialize with everybody here because you want to socialize with everybody that's from the outside world or whatever. You
Go be
telling
with them.
everybody else what's
That's the
going on,
rudest
and
fucking
and we
shit.
right here. You missing everything that going on right here because you're on your phone. When people go to concerts and they film the whole concert, they turn it back toward the concert. You just paid $150 for this ticket,
Did you
another
enjoy it?
$300 for this outfit, and you turn your back on this whole on this concert and film it for everybody else.
I feel you on that, D. I feel you on that
I'm like,
because
what are you doing? I don't. What?
And not only has it not made it's made us rude as far as picking up our phone, it's almost made us socially awkward. Like Saturday night, I was texting y'all from I was at a little girls' night thing, and but the reason why I'm texting y'all is
we
because
know.
oh
We
shut up.
know.
We know.
But I'm texting
Yeah.
y'all because everybody else is on their phone. I got there and everybody was sitting at the table. We were still waiting for people to arrive. And all of them were on their phone. Nobody was talking to anybody. I would have never been texting y'all if we were interacting and engaging. And then it was almost like when we did put the phones down, nobody knew what to say to each other. Now, like some of the people
That's
I
because
knew,
they
some of
was
the people.
that's because everybody that you was around was over there talking about them candy coated nights.
Right.
Don't be
Dump
They were
telling
top
putting
me.
some online
bag.
Don't be
orders.
telling.
Hey, look,
Don't
they
be
were
Dump
putting
telling.
some
top
online
bag.
orders.
But that's a new norm now. The new norm is people don't communicate. That's just like my dad. He texts me happy birthday. I'm like, are you? I'm in my head. I'm like, is he gonna call? He didn't call me. He
Right.
sent me a text. I was like,
Right.
wow.
Right.
But that's the world we live in now because, and it's so funny that because we're all from all around the world, north, south, east,
Mm-hmm.
west, and we all have that southern hospitality mindset. Man, you come to my house, I'm gonna feed you. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna throw these cars. We're gonna
No,
play
no,
some
I don't got that
lookers.
mindset,
We're
bro.
gonna
That's
listen
just
to this music. I mean, I used to do soul food parties. I used to do wire parties. Man, you used to
What?
come over to my house. Let's eat. Sunday, we go get together. We gonna hang out. When we hang, we hang. So I agree with you when you say you're taking the social out of social media because parents, let's go back to those days, Friday nights, we used to get together and watch movies and shit. Stuff like that don't happen anymore. Your whole interaction with a friendship or a relationship most days now is through social media, texting. And it's like you take the human element out of a friendship. You take the human element out of a relationship because
I, yeah,
you're
that's
in a
what I was gonna
Can
relationship
say.
with
we
these phones.
It takes a lot of
right?
the
So can
romance
we
out
say
too.
right? And that's what I was gonna say. Can we say like it's safe to say like that's why most relationships and friendships actually fucking fail because everybody is so accustomed to who a person is by their phone. You know what I'm saying? Like it's easy
Mm-hmm.
for a motherfucker to say, "Man, you cool as hell." Yeah, bro, you cool too. Or man, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? You a good woman. I'm actually digging you or whatever.
Get to
And then
know the
you get to
real
meet
me.
the and
Right.
then you get to meeting this person. You like, man,
Who are
this
you?
motherfucker is fucked up.
Yep.
Like,
Who are you?
I need out. This
Well,
ain't what
that's
I
just. I mean,
signed up for.
as somebody who's as a single, single one of the single people in this group, as far as dating, there are guys that I have met and will not pick up the phone to call me. It's all text, and then if I call them, they won't answer. You know what I mean? Like that's the quickest way for me to no longer deal with you. It's like we can't have a conversation. Are you serious? Like I'm not getting ready to sit here and text everything. Like how do you get to know somebody?
You don't.
Because
You know
people
what I
want them
mean?
You
Like
because
don't.
that's crazy.
You
it's
don't.
more it's more so yeah, you don't get to know people. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? People want them fucking receipts. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, this is what this person said. Like, I don't need to fucking know that. And
And then they pass them
to
receipts
go off what
around
you
to everybody else.
right
Yep.
exactly. And to go off what you saying, really is like I tell my, you know what I'm saying? Like I tell male friends of mine and I tell my daughters. Like I got two of my daughters are actually 14 now when they get into that realm where they're dating and a guy's picking them up, motherfucker, you better not text my daughter, call my daughter and say, I'm outside. Get your ass out the car, ring the fucking doorbell.
That's right.
If you
Yeah.
can't do that, if you can't do that and she get a message saying, I'm outside and all this other shit, she can stay in and I need to see your car pulling away from my fucking house.
So
I don't blame you.
I think we're teetering into the realm of the cons. So I guess for me, I'll kick this thing off by saying one of my biggest negatives about social media is the drama that comes with it, the misinterpretation of situations. Sometimes, for those rare moments where you are in disagreement with someone on social media, then everyone else got to add their opinion to the situation. Then things escalate and they spiral out of control, and then everyone else is just taking it and blowing it out of proportion. So that's a negative. Another big negative for me is going back to what we said earlier in the show about promoting a brand, supporting one another. I see so much negativity when someone out here trying to better themselves, when someone out here is grinding, putting in effort, putting in the work to try to build a brand or to try to do something positive, and you get little to
Mm-hmm.
zero response, you get little to zero support. And these motherfuckers kiki with you all day, every day, but try to do something good. Motherfucker ain't got two words to say to you of encouragement. Hey, keep pushing. I see what you're doing. You're going to make it. Keep grinding. I mean, a motherfucker don't want to congratulate you unless you're doing something for them. Motherfuckers don't want to mean you well. And then some motherfuckers I hear look at your life through social media and they try to best you. Okay, if he doing
Oh,
this,
that one
then
up
I'm
shit.
gonna
I
do
hate that
I'm
shit.
gonna do that.
I hate
I'm
that
gonna run
shit.
out here and spend
That
my whole
competitive
check
nature
because
bullshit.
this one he living a little bit well. This motherfucker might be drinking this. Okay, I'm gonna go get a bottle of this and post it. This motherfucker might got Versace on. Okay, I'm finna run out here and get Gucci. I mean, it's just everybody is in competition with
It's
each other.
all fake. It ain't real.
I hate that shit. I hate that
Because don't
shit,
count my
man, with
money
a
on social
fucking
media. Because if
passion.
you think what you see in my social media is what my life is, shit, you
That
But
shit
damn
that's the
all
well
based off
mistaken.
of
reality is that's what
perception.
most people. But the reality is that a lot of people don't. They know it, but they don't know it. If that makes sense, they know it because they're doing the same thing. They're posting the highlight reel, but they think everybody else that's their reality. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it makes sense, but and that's the thing. Like I look at with you guys, like when we talking through, you know what I'm saying, the TSF message, the message board. Everybody on this fucking thing, like, yeah, I got to be at work at 6 a.m. Oh, I'm at work.
real
Yeah, I
life,
get off at 7. You know what I'm saying? It's real life. So
real
we
life.
actually talk to each other outside of social media, and it's like, okay, well, I know Jack at work. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Well, hey, Chris at the airport. You know what I'm saying? Retro at the airport. You know what I'm saying? Paris got to be at work. Really is in her classroom. A mouse just ran by. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Why you
Like,
keep
That shit
Why
was
you keep
funny
putting
as
my
fuck.
business out
Where
there?
did he coming for you?
Why that shit was funny as fuck.
That's what
I
y'all
mean, I'm
do.
just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Me, I see y'all, you know what I'm saying? I send a picture like I'm at work, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, hey, I'm sitting there, Chris, like, why the fuck you stealing my shoes? Like, it's just like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Or Jack in
we
his
But
red
actually,
cups. Or Jack in his
but
red
based
cups.
but based on now, I'd have dealt with negativity. I'd have dealt with negativity on
Based on a
social
true
media.
story.
Some things was self-inflicted. In the beginning when I first got on Facebook was self-inflicted, but I experienced some other things that wasn't so much self-inflicted. Like I got bashed as a bad parent on social media, and I had people getting in contact with me and like, are you going to respond to that, this, that, and the other? And I was like, no.
Facts.
Anybody that knows me personally knows my situation. My kids are my kids. Simple as that. I'm going to do for them as I always have. I'm not putting the rest of my business out there because I'm not sure who's going to be listening, and I don't want to get into that either. But the people that know me knows that I done went above and beyond the call of duty when it came down to my kids. Now, said person decided to take it to social media or whatever, and it seemed like the negativity was easier to believe, and then they was going to the person who, now my fiance, saying that, oh, well, he's a bad father. How can you do that and this and the other? And I'm telling her, like, if you really believe that, like, you can't possibly believe that with what I've told you. And people was like, well, why you not responding? Why you not responding? Because I don't owe nobody on this fucking platform a damn thing, an
right,
explanation about what
facts.
goes on in my
I've had
life.
that. I've had that happen to me on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? It went as far as like, you know, my phone number getting put out there, like, yeah, call him. And motherfuckers was calling my phone, and I'm like, oh, okay, so you really believe I'm that kind of fucking person? But these are the same fucking people that see me and be like, man, um, damn, dude, you are good. You know what I'm saying? You do good. You do right by your kids. This and this and this. And I'm like, get the fuck out my face, because you probably was one of the main motherfuckers I had to change my phone number for.
But you know
Yeah,
what,
it'd
Jack?
be just
I want to comment to that. As your brother, I want to stand up and salute you and give you a round of applause because watching that and watching you go through that, you did handle that like a true man. You handled that with class and dignity, and it just speaks to the character of the person that you are. Because most people, man, it would have been the back and forth, and it would have been drama for days. But you truly did handle your situation. You handled your business offline.
You
It
right?
wasn't
You
something
can't
that the
defend,
whole world needed to know. So, I mean, I
bro. The
really
world,
salute you for
the
that, bro.
the world is negative as fuck. You can't defend a lie.
People thrive on it. Turn on the fucking news. Turn on
You
the
know what I'm
right.
fucking
saying?
news.
Like, you can't defend a lie.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
actually, yeah, that was actually one of my negatives. I had two negatives, and that was actually one is how fast negative information gets out, and nobody pays attention to the retraction. Nobody pays attention to the correction. Attention when you're acquitted or when you're cleared or whatever. They pay attention to the salaciousness of the first accusation.
Preach.
And
Yeah,
because of social
exactly.
media, it gets out so much faster and
Viral.
so, you know what I mean? And so that was actually one of my cons. And then my other con as an educator, one of my biggest issues with social media is the cyberbullying.
Yeah, that's a big
And
one.
Yeah.
you know, when
That's
we were, you know, people
that's a
always,
major one.
yeah, and people always want to compare. Well, you know, when we were kids, we were bullied, blah blah blah, but it shut off. Like I had a bully in school for a minute until I whipped her ass, but that's another conversation for another
Oh
day.
yeah,
Me
yeah.
too.
But
I gave him
People will
10
push you to that breaking
you know
point.
what I'm saying?
No,
But
but
I had a
but
bully.
she's right that we were. I think we all were bullied when we were little, but when we left school, we left the bully there. It's not like
Right.
now they follow you. They found your mom's social media. They found your sister's social media. They're saying
And I
whatever.
mean, and
People committing suicide
right,
because
you
of
know what I'm
these
saying?
things.
Right.
The memes that they can create, the things that
Oh
they
my
can do.
gosh.
You know what I mean? It just doesn't stop. Even if you come off of social media, even if your parents make you get like one of the schools I worked at, I was an administrator, and we actually had to over the summer from one school year to the next school year, we had to rewrite the school handbook, and we had to include cyberbullying, and we had to include certain language because what was happening was things were starting on Twitter or on Instagram, and then it was a fight at school, or there was a situation at school that had spilled over from
Social
something that
media.
started on social media. And what was happening was there wasn't anything in the handbook to address it. So parents are always looking for a way out for their kids for bad behavior.
Yep.
So parents were saying, well, you can't do anything about this. This started at home, or this started after school hours. So you can't suspend my child, or you can't discipline my child because this didn't happen here. And so we actually had to change the student handbook so that we could even address certain situations because so much stuff was happening on social media. And so I know kids just, and that's where you do get the suicide and all of these different things that happen because there's no way to turn it off, and kids can be so vicious.
One of my cons that you just talked on, there's so many times I've seen a suicide letter on Facebook, and I'm
Oh
just
my
like,
God.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
and the person,
Yeah.
and I mean to the point where the person actually, I didn't catch it at the time, but I catch it after the fact where the person actually like, killed themselves, and I'm just like, what is this world coming to? People feel like even on social media, they're like begging for attention, and people are just kind of like, yeah, whatever, they're scrolling past. And then by the time you get it, this person's already gone. I'm like, wow, they like reached out on social media. And I just feel like it's such a con now because it's like people want you to be more open. But then if you speak out on social media, you're like shamed for it. Or like another thing that a con to me for social media is a lot of people were very childish when they were younger. And now they're older, they're successful. And I feel like now it's like social media, when you put stuff out there, it comes back to bite you. Like it's always going to be out there. Somebody's going to always find it. Oh, well, 8 years ago, Kevin Hart said this. You know what I mean? It's like,
Oh my, yeah, wow.
Right.
Oh my
Facts.
God.
Facts.
I forgot about
Right.
that.
Nobody's allowed to grow up, mature.
Right.
Nobody's allowed to have a different point of view on something. Nobody's allowed to evolve into becoming a different person than who they once were. Yeah, you're right. That's valid. Wow.
You
that's
can't
a
even
good
run
one.
for presidency nowadays because something you said 15 years ago just so happened to be recorded and is now on social media.
right.
I
Being
had
shared,
another
being shared amongst other people. They keep sharing it and sharing it and sharing it.
And
I
I'll
had
be
another
honest with
incident with
you,
this
as much as we don't want to, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. As much as we don't want to accept it, that's one of the reasons why people like Trump, because Trump didn't allow himself to fall into that. When somebody brought up
I
something that he
agree.
did, he was like, all right, I don't care, screw it. Like, it happened, oh well, I'm moving on. Like, he didn't allow himself to be bullied in that manner. And so a lot of
Absolutely.
people, right, a lot of people appreciated the fact that he stood up to people and was like, look, he not backing down. They bringing up stuff that he said 10 years ago, and he's not backing down. And I mean, that's part of what people
Right.
liked about him, about his personality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Facts.
So I had a situation where not saying that first of all, men gonna be men. That's
Oh,
regardless.
you
They're
started
gonna
off
be
with that.
men.
Let me
I
hear what
don't
you
really
about to say.
I don't even really look at it. I don't really look at it as they owe me anything or whatever, but I had a situation with somebody that not necessarily I was close to, but, we've been cool on social media for years, then did, personal best and stuff like that. I for one, I post my fiance on my page and she posts me on her. So
Right.
we all in the same, so we in the same circle. So they know who I am to her and they know who she is to me. Yet and still you want to slide in her DM and make passes?
That's the ultimate fucking disrespect. That was one of my fucking cons. I swear, Jack, you took that shit right out of my mouth, bro.
And
That
then when
shit
and
is
then when and then
disrespectful.
when I check the temperature on you, you like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about? This and that. I'm like, bro, I'm laying right next to her and I'm seeing the messages. What are you talking about? In all fairness, she has access to my stuff. I have access to her stuff. I have
Right.
nothing to hide from her at all. So if she wanted to go into my DM and see whatever anybody drop in there or whatever, I'm like, listen, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Go ahead and check it out. As to say, this vice versa, it's no big deal. But for this person to know what's up and to be commenting the way that he was commenting, and she's telling him like, you do know who my fiance
No
is,
respect.
right? And he said, yeah, but what about that body and LOL and this, that, and the other? I'm like, yeah, you know what? Let me see this device because blood is tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like it gives people to do like a whole bunch of sneaky shit. And let me before I even dive deep into that, when Facebook first started, when I was 20 or something like that, I was one of them people. But as a mature grown man, I just was like, nah, you don't do stuff like that. Especially, well, I didn't do that to anybody that I knew. But as a grown man, you don't do stuff like that. Then when I call you out on it, you like, well, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Am I stupid?
Right.
You have no respect, and your lack of respect is only used and you only utilizing that because of the social media aspect of it. You giving the platform to go ahead and do this type of stuff because you're not making those comments on her page. You don't make those type of comments on her page. You slide into the DM and you crawl out like the creep in the night or this, that, and another. Mind you, you got your own situation going on or whatever, so you're able to erase whatever it is that you want to erase, but you're willing to be whoever it is you want to be and do whatever it is you want to do, and you think that it's okay. Like y'all said, and like y'all addressed, is social media drama. I do not like social media drama.
And the crazy thing is to that is that with you saying that, the the thing is, the thing is with that and you addressing the situation. Say for instance, you address the situation and then say, okay, well, since you own that, you screenshot every motherfucking thing this motherfucker sent it to his girl.
Receipts.
This motherfucker would think you was the worst kind of motherfucking nigga in the planet. Why we couldn't handle that between me and you? Why you gotta involve her? Why the fuck did you have to do what you did?
It, it's really sad how people's lives are centered around social media, whether it's good, bad, ugly, or indifferent. It really makes you wonder where our world is going towards now because people are looking for some type of validation. I mean, in reality, in real life, he probably wouldn't have the balls to step to her like that. But through social media, I'm a god amongst gods. So, I can do whatever I want to do. Everyone has a God complex when it comes to being on social media and think that they can't be touched, they can't be seen, they can't be reached. And it's really sad to see the links that people go to get attention, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. The levels that they go to for attention. Some people are just attention seekers. I see grown ass men that's out here that is so desperate and thirsty for attention that they will do and say whatever they can to get noticed by someone. And if you got to do all that to be relevant, you were irrelevant to begin with. So
You
Well, since
irrelevant.
we want to talk
You
about people,
irrelevant to the fucking core.
right? Well, since we want to talk about people being disrespectful in the DMs,
as she clears her
Here it
throat,
come.
as she
Here it
clears
come.
her
I
throat,
feel
come
like
through, class, come through.
social media has allowed men to be disrespectful, to come at women in a manner in which they would never, to their face, say or do. You know what I mean? I've had some of the most disrespectful shit said to me, done to me, that people, I don't know whether they think it's cute. I don't know whether they think it's going to endear me to them. And the one thing I remember, short story, I remember having a situation with this dude. Long story short, on Facebook, we had the same last name. We lived in the same area. So his premise of hitting me up was we were, had mutual friends in common. So his premise for hitting me up was, do you think we might be related? So after we talked for a few minutes and realized, nah, we probably not related. We just got the same last name. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, the next thing out this motherfucker's mouth was, I mean, so what's your bra size? Nigga, what?
Damn.
Damn.
So fuck all
And
that
but
small
Damn.
talk, bro.
but
What's
when
your
I
bra
told
size?
right, but I told my boy at the time I was doing a radio show, and I told this story on the radio show, and what one of my co-hosts said to me was, he said, I promise you it's worked on somebody else. He said, men only do shit like that if it's worked on somebody else. I was like, well, if by work you mean getting cussed out and blocked, sure. I mean, that's what
I would
happened with
say
me.
I would agree to that to a certain extent, and I would also say, so many women don't check a motherfucker at the door when they say stupid shit like that. It's just one of them things like, oh, well, I can say this to all females because these last 10 motherfuckers didn't say nothing to me.
Indulge the
They don't,
bullshit. They
they don't,
entertain the
they,
bullshit.
right. They
Mhm.
don't block
Right.
that
I
shit.
agree. I agree.
They don't block the motherfucker. They don't do none of that shit. Like, for instance, um, you know, one of my cons to that is like, with the women, you guys can put you ladies can put pictures up, and then all of a sudden you get you might get a beautiful, you might get the little emoji with the heart eyes, anything. Keep going. You gonna have at least one motherfucker if you get 25 comments on there. You gonna have at least one motherfucker on there be like, damn, what that do? Or it's gonna be some reckless on there.
Exactly.
You gonna have at least
Exactly.
one motherfucker. Why you just couldn't get on there, either like the shit,
And
and
keep
if you
moving.
couldn't say and keep moving, you got to say some reckless shit to think you gonna get a goddamn like. So I'm with that also being said, like my wife posts a lot of pictures on social media. I don't give a shit that she posting her pictures on social media. None of them are like extremely revealing. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And
Yeah.
I thirst
whatever,
trap.
whatever. So, um, like you got your right, just like any one of us get our right. Somebody hop in your DMs, send you something, and you don't read it, or you look at the shit, and before you can block them or whatever. Like this one dude, he said something on my picture, then all of a sudden he was in her DM like, I see you didn't comment back on my post. If I see you, I'ma rape you. That
What?
flipped the switch. That flipped the switch on me. I gave this nigga a whole address, like, hey, bruh, meet me here right now. This is where she gonna be. So I can fuck you up. I ain't
Oh
even
no.
What
calling the
kind of
cops on
shit
this
is
one.
that?
Yeah, and she blocked him. She blocked him. So these motherfuckers got 2 or 3
He should have
accounts.
reported him too. What kind of
Right,
shit
yeah,
is
she
that?
reported the shit. But it spazzed me the fuck out because I'm like, this the shit that motherfuckers, so many females sit up here and laugh at and ha ha ha, this motherfucker crazy. Like, no, them the motherfuckers you need to be exposing. That's some shit that just don't get said. But you know what I'm saying? She did hit the report button on his ass,
Yeah.
and basically, she flipped out on him. She blocked him. But I'm like, looking, find this motherfucking name, and from my motherfucking phone on my shit, I'm like, hey, bro, meet me here. I'll tell you
That's
where she at.
crazy, B. That's
Cause I
fucking
want to pull
crazy.
up. I want to pull up on the motherfucker. Like, hey, this is what she
That's
gonna be,
crazy
G.
as
You
hell.
know.
Oh my God.
So, you know what I'm saying? With that, that's one of the cons. Like with Paris, with you being a model, you can't. You get on your stuff. You get on your social media to promote your modeling. You can't get on there and promote your modeling in peace without a motherfucker getting on there saying some dumb ass reckless
Damn sure
shit. But
can.
then, but then, but then it's
Mm.
your fault because you're promoting your modeling. You know what I'm saying?
Going back to what I was saying about promoting the brand, a motherfucker don't have something positive to say to you about your brand. A motherfucker is just trying to figure out what benefit they can get out of you while you trying to promote your brand. She out here trying to make some money. She out here trying to do right for herself and trying to better herself. But a motherfucker see that as, oh, let me see that body. So I feel you on that,
Right.
and where Paris is concerned with that's one of the things that I zero in all the time, because a lot of times, she'll send me some of her pictures before she posts them, and I'll be like, oh God, please don't post that, because I already know what's getting ready to happen. Please don't post that shit.
As a as a
But at the
as a
same time,
brother,
I have to encourage her.
you on that motherfucker, cracking your knuckles and
But
everything.
at the
Like,
same time, I have to
motherfucker,
But
encourage her
they do
because
that with my
it's
regular
going back
pictures.
to
People tell
supporting her.
me I be
Because
wearing regular clothes and they still act stupid on my Facebook. My Facebook go dumb.
and that's the same thing with like my wife. My wife can get on there and just post a picture, like she can have on a fucking dress and saying going out. You will see motherfucking 130, 200 fucking likes, all kind of hearts and shit, and then you got all these motherfuckers on there. Let's link up, man. Uh, that ass though, you know what I'm saying? Like, god damn, like are y'all that? And you know, like me, I don't
thirsty,
get mad by it. I don't
thirsty.
get mad by it, but I'm that motherfucker that'll go put that gif up where a motherfucker pouring a cup of water on his face. You know what I'm saying? And now a motherfucker offended.
Thirsty.
I'm that motherfucker. You know, like so many people ask me, like, man, you don't get offended by, you don't get mad, or you don't tell your wife to stop putting pictures up because these motherfuckers saying this. I'm like, no, I don't. I'm like, because at the end of the day, she's at home with me. But at the same time, I can't try to control her life and her social media, because then that builds an insecurity in me. I know I'm not insecure. You know what I'm saying? But it's so much
But it's funny you should
disrespect
say
on
that though,
so
B, because a lot of motherfuckers out here that got that low self-esteem and is just not really strong-minded, they weak-minded, they'll let that motherfucker make them paranoid. They'll
right,
let that shit turn them into
exactly.
something that they not. That motherfucker will drive you crazy, wondering and trying to assume what a motherfucker is doing. That will turn you into something that you really not, just because you trying to negate or you try to keep up with what someone else doing. And I got coworkers. I'm not trying to tell these young folks out here nowadays, y'all got all y'all business out in the street. I don't care about how much back child support such and such owe you. Stop putting your business out in the street. Stop putting
Right,
your business out in the street. I
right,
don't care who's a deadbeat dad. I don't care how many STDs he got or don't have.
Oh,
That ain't none of
oh,
my business. But I mean,
right, exactly.
the minute when y'all arguing with each other, y'all immediately want to throw mud at each other. And I see this every day where motherfuckers mad. Y'all into it with a girlfriend, y'all into it with a boyfriend, y'all into it with a wife, y'all into it with a husband, and then you go put all their dirty laundry out in the street for everyone to see. Well, you dumbass motherfucker, when y'all happy again and y'all don't fucked and made up, guess what?
then you
All y'all
understand
dirty
why people.
laundry out there for everyone to
Yeah,
see.
Right.
And
exactly, exactly,
And then
exactly.
And what?
here's the
Screenshot
thing
it
to
and
that.
screen record. Don't
E-
forget that. They
Right.
got it.
And then here's the everybody argue. Get the fuck out of here.
Oh my God.
it's
Get
But
the
everybody
fuck
it's
wants
out
to
of
called
here.
argue
in
over
Don't be
private.
trying
shit.
to
It's
play that
called in
hand.
Man,
private privacy,
It's
maybe.
called right. It's
If
called
but
in private.
if you
Right.
go
Don't
to
nobody
my
have to know
if
that.
you go to my Facebook, well, and my Instagram, you don't know. You can't tell me how old I am. You can't tell me if I got kids. You can't tell me if I had a boyfriend. If I ever met. They don't know nothing because I only post pictures of me, and I don't say even if I'm mad, I don't go in there and put no subliminals. Because I hate when people
Right, right,
when you write
right. A
something and
subliminal.
somebody jump in your
Or the
inbox like you
subliminal
talking about
king.
me.
I have two. I have two Instagrams, and I have three Twitters, and my Damon got kicked out, y'all.
Oh, did he?
Is he
Yeah, he
out?
did.
Yeah, Dame. I think Dame is out. Yeah.
He might be drunk.
Oh,
No, no, that's the government messing with your podcast again.
yeah. But
The feds, the
I,
feds is fucking with us.
I feel like people need to set boundaries because, like I said, I have three Twitters, I have two Instagrams, and my Facebook isn't even in my real name. So because I make boundaries in my I have a Instagram that is just for the YouTube and the podcast and all of that. I have my personal where I put family pictures and stuff I do or whatever, and then I have my professional, which is just stuff dealing with education, politics,
Right.
nothing personal on there. And so none of those three worlds collide. And I
That's
think
right.
that I have a hard rule about not having people that I work with, my coworkers, no matter how
Oh,
cool we are at work.
absolutely. Hell
Facts.
no.
Yeah, no matter how cool we are at work, you can be on my professional, but you could be on my professional Twitter, like the one that deals with education and politics. I can do
Right.
that all day long, but you cannot be on my YouTube. You cannot be on my personal and my Facebook. No, no. If we work together, no, you cannot know because you don't need to know what I'm doing in my private life. Like, because everybody don't know how to
And
keep
you
they
should
keep
know
their
what I'm doing
business.
in my private life, and you shouldn't.
Yeah, so
Facts.
I think that's part of
Facts.
it too. Is people don't know how to set boundaries anymore.
And it's so funny you should say this because this is a topic that comes up regularly at work. In my position at work, I have to counteract these type of things as they happen. And for me, setting a professional and a personal image is totally different because a lot of people that venture out into my personal world are very surprised to see my personal life versus my professional life because I don't marry the two with each other. For me, it's LinkedIn. My professional life is on LinkedIn. I interact with a lot of colleagues, a lot of potential customers and clients. So my professional atmosphere is totally different than my personal atmosphere. And even in
Hmm.
my personal atmosphere, I try not to take it too far left. Simply because I know a lot of people will venture out and look for your personal life
Yep.
and they will use that as to judge you as a person, as a character. Hey,
Absolutely.
this is part of me. This is the personal side of me. Now I choose to share it with the rest of the world, but that doesn't mean that's who I am. That's a portion of my life. What I do professionally, what I do for my career, what I do to earn my money is totally different than what I do for enjoyment and what I do for fun. Because when I travel, I'm gonna travel. I'm gonna let the world know how I travel. If I'm having a good time, I'm gonna let the world know I'm having a good time in moderation. You know, if I'm doing something that I don't feel
Right.
like I want to share with the rest of the world, I don't want them to know this about me in my personal life, then I'm not gonna
Right.
post it. I'm not gonna post it. I mean, at the end of the day, you use discretion. You
Yeah.
know, if you put up pictures of you smoking blunts and drinking all day, then motherfuckers gonna look at you as you is a dope head.
Hey,
But you know,
be ready to get that goddamn drop on Monday.
exactly.
Right.
So don't get mad at the reactions that you get because of what you show the rest of the world. Show the world what you want them to fucking see and keep it moving. But if you
Yeah.
put all of your business out on social media and think that it's endearing for you to let the world know that you out here slinging dope or you out here smoking dope or you out here doing whatever you want to do, then use a fool for letting the whole world see all sides of you. Sometimes you have to separate your real life from this social media life because the social media life is just a portion of what you share. It's not your whole totality of your whole life. And some people are so uneducated when it comes to how to represent themselves because at the end of the day, whether you are a business or not, you are a brand and you need to invest in yourself. So
Yep.
people wonder why motherfuckers don't get jobs and shit because we do it. I'm gonna just tell you right now when I'm interviewing candidates for whatever type of position, whether it's a low end position or a high end position, the first thing I'm finna do is I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna
And
see
check their social media.
right because I want to see what type of person you really are. Because how you come to this interview, okay, that's what you want me to see. But guess what?
Absolutely.
Let me see how you live your life. Because as a judge of character, you know sometimes people will put on a facade, and sometimes the people will put on masks.
Right.
And you know sometimes you may be dealing with someone that's way left field and you know what? This is not the type of energy that I want in my atmosphere. So let me do a little bit of research on you. And me and Paris, you know, we know how to get that research done. So if you need some investigations done, hit us up. Cause we know how to
Right.
get that work in.
As an educator, people have this idea that teachers, educators, that my principal says it all the time. He says, they think that we go underground. When school is over, we climb into this underground bunker, and then we come out in the morning like we don't have a life outside of this building. And that's part of the reason why my professional, the YouTube channel, Instagram is locked because some students actually found it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not ashamed of the fact that I do YouTube because I'm not on there doing nothing crazy. But again, it's just not nothing that they need to know what's going on. And so that's why
Right.
it's locked. I really wish I could keep it open because, it's a lot of people that want to, contact me like that. But I have to keep it locked because I have to keep, I just have to protect my privacy.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you have to. You definitely
That's
have
right.
to.
And
And that's
even
the
though
thing.
you're on social media, you're still entitled to a certain level of discretion. You're still entitled to a certain level of privacy. So even
Oh
though, because
yeah.
a motherfucker will be quick to throw up in your face, well, if you don't want nobody to see what it is, don't put it on social media. It's my prerogative. So
Yeah,
just
I
because I have
mean,
it out there for the public to see, that doesn't necessarily mean that I want you to see it in the manner of which you're looking for it for. So
exactly.
Right, exactly. And I can tell you, like, that's the one biggest thing with, like, with my wife. Like, she had like a bunch of my family on there or whatever. And it's not about who's listening and who's not, but because she will put stuff on, put pictures on her social media, and then like I said, it got to the point where, okay, my wife don't have to post me on her Facebook or her Instagram or her Snapchat
Right.
every fucking day. Because one, I'm not that kind of person to sit there, you texting me or calling me like, hey, did you see the picture I put up? I tagged you. And I got to get on there and goddamn comment every fucking day. No, we're not finna do this.
nope.
So when you know what I'm saying? I had family members talk that shit. She said, well, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm deleting motherfuckers. Ain't none of y'all finna be on there. So it's like one bad apple spoils the fucking bunch.
All the
You know what
time.
I'm
It
saying?
always be like that
So
too.
basically now a lot of them like, Ashley still on, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's still on Facebook? Or she's still on, yeah, she's still on there. It's just none of y'all motherfuckers on her shit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Because that one bad apple spoiled a bunch. They got to come back and they report, well, she never put you on her social media, or you never put her on there or whatever. And I'm like,
And
yeah,
why y'all worried about
but
that's my business.
exactly, and that's my thing. I'm like, okay, but they don't look at like, shit, I don't need social media to validate my marriage or validate my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, she get
Let
on
me
there,
tell you
she
something.
she give me a birthday shout out, cool. If not, if she don't put me on there and it's not a birthday shout out, or it's not Father's Day or something right there, usually she's right next to me saying, hey, I
I
appreciate
don't
you.
need
Happy
that
Father's
validation
Day.
through social
Happy
media.
birthday.
Right. I don't
I
need
don't
that.
need
Yeah.
that shit. I don't need 100 motherfucking likes from people that some I do know and some I don't know. And it's like, oh, that's what's up. Yeah, y'all married. That's great. X amount of years. I don't have to boast and brag that shit. I know what my shit is, and I don't need social media to validate it. I'm not that fucking low and that fucking shallow to fucking have my life validated by social media. So
Facts.
if
let me
she's
let
not
me tell you
posting
something.
me,
For as long as I've been on, I don't know how long I've been on Facebook, but for as long as I've been on Facebook, and I don't really use it like I used to, but still, I still have it and stuff. Between Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I don't do Snapchat anymore. I did at one time. As far as anybody that follows me on any of those are concerned, I ain't never had a man. I ain't never been on a date. I ain't never, because I don't post none of that. You know
Oh
what I'm
my
saying?
god!
I don't post pictures of me with dudes. I mean, guys that I'm
For the
hanging out
love
with,
of
my friends.
Crystal,
Huh?
I said for the love of Crystal.
Yeah. As far as they
facts.
concerned, I ain't never had a man. I just don't put it out there like that. I just don't. You know what I
It's your
mean? You
private
might catch a
life.
couple of
That's where it
subliminals
should
here and
be.
there about something, but
That's your
other than that,
private life.
you ain't never gonna see no picture of me with no dude posted up. Not a dude I'm dating. That's just not part of my life. I choose to share. That's up to
Respect
y'all.
private lives. Respect privacy. So,
Right,
guys,
respect
we need to
privacy.
go ahead and wrap up this week's show. Great topic. I think that we hit a lot of key points this week. We're probably going to do more shows like this. Um,
Facts. This everyday life. I think we
so
should do another one on relationships
Oh,
next.
that
How
would
well,
be
it's
a
about
funny you
that?
great
should say
time.
that. It's funny you should say that. So Crystal had a great idea for our segment. We're gonna call it sneakers and pumps. So that's gonna be
That's a
our
good one.
that's gonna be our relationship life experience segment. So if any of our listeners have any particular topics or questions they want to hear us talk about on the podcast, please email us at info@tsfentertainment.com, or you can hit us up on Instagram at TSF Entertainment. We'll love to be able to
That
share
should be
and
fun.
interact with you guys, some of your suggestions and thoughts and situations on what y'all going through. Y'all also make sure y'all check out the Girl Really BTV. She has a lot of good things going on her YouTube channel, and
Facts.
so let's support, let's show
Thank you,
love.
thank you.
Let's tell everyone how to find us. You can reach me at RetroCG. Also, please make sure to follow us on TSF Entertainment.
And you can find me at Really B TV, spelled REALLY TV on YouTube. Shoot, I forgot, on YouTube.
And you can find me on Instagram, Paris the Boss, or Paris E on Facebook.
Paris the boss.
Paris the boss.
Be the boss.
And it's your boy, the Juggernaut of Souls. You can find me on IG at Juggernaut_of_Souls. YouTube coming soon, and y'all already know SneakerCon Chicago is on Saturday. I'm in the building. Holla at
Wait
your
a minute,
boy.
there's a sneaker con?
That's
Yes,
another show.
indeed
That's
it
another
is.
show. We wrap it up.
That's
This
for
that's
another show.
a whole other show.
Oh,
You ain't ready to
Lord.
step into the TSF world. You ain't ready to step
Oh
into
no,
the world.
it was cutting up for me. I didn't hear what y'all said.
Make sure you also follow us on the YouTube channel at TSF Entertainment. We got some real good content, beats, music, our podcast shows. Hopefully we're gonna get out here and do some sneaker stuff real soon. But in the world of TSF Entertainment, you never know what you're going to get and you never know what to expect. So we appreciate y'all. We'll see you guys next week.
And salute to all our veterans.
Happy Veterans Day, y'all.
All right.
And we out.
We out this piece.
You are now listening to TSF Entertainment Podcast.